is nice. So, if that is interesting to you, if you want to own a piece of history, the complete works of Shakespeare, it's a very large book, very well done. It does say at the beginning of the book that, not all of it might be written from Shakespeare because they don't know. He was a playwright. He also wrote the sonnets, so definitely some of it's from him, but some of it might not be. But I guess if you read it enough, you would get a feel for Shakespeare himself, because you could tell a writer by how they write. And other than that, I don't really have a lot to say about it, but it's definitely a nice book. The pages are very high quality. I do think that maybe if they expanded the font a little bit and maybe made the book a little bit bigger, because it is a nice concise book, but if it was bigger, just because it's a big book anyway, I think that if they expanded the font that would make sense. Because the idea that you're just going to read this teeny weeny little font, I'm not a fan of that. And for some reason, when the font jumps from big font to little font, it can be a little disorientating to me. Now, that may not happen to you guys, but this book does not need to be broken in. It's super nice. It's probably physically the nicest book that I own, unless you count certain Bibles and things like that, because they've got the leather cover and the paper. But in terms of just being like a civilian book that I would recommend, this would be at the top. I think I got this for like less than 20 bucks, and it's just so nice. It does have the ribbon. It's got a beautiful red ribbon, and you don't see that in a lot of things. So it's very nice, and the only thing I don't like about it is the font. So for some reason, the size of the font and everything for me is just displeasurable in terms of reading. But he's got beautiful sonnets, very beautiful sonnets, and I do enjoy reading them, but I just would prefer that the font would be a little bit bigger, and maybe a smoother font, to be honest. Maybe a bit of a smoother font. And then we've got the same artsy at the back. But as you can see, this book is very nice. Absolutely recommend it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments.